Nature isn't always a garden. Sometimes it's a cage of its own design. Take Glaucoma hadaracea, Creeping Charlie. It doesn't just grow, it colonizes. It releases chemicals into the soil that kill off anything that isn't itself. It creates a monoculture, a green-colored desert. It's the biological equivalent of an ideology that demands total homogeneity. And look, when I first started looking into this, I got the terms backward. I thought homogeneity. Homo meant different because in our society, homo is a slur for being gay. And we're at a political crossroads, it seems. A lot of talk about LGBTQ+, and these supremacist ideologies of the past and today still sticking around, wanting to stamp these identities out. So I thought homogeneous would be the word for the thing that the bad plants were trying to destroy. But actually it's the exact opposite. Homo means the same. Supremacist ideologies aren't trying to destroy the same, they're trying to enforce it. They want a world that is purely homogeneous, monoculture, monarchy. The stuff they hate, that's the hetero, the diversity, the difference, the rainbow. So when I'm talking about Creeping Charlie acting like a totalizing force, I'm talking about its drive for sameness. Just like totalizing political groups, the Creeping Charlie strategy relies on two things: stifling diversity and self-replication. It doesn't want the wildflowers to bloom because the wildflowers provide a different kind of nectar, a different kind of truth. It wants every inch of the yard to look, act, and be exactly like it. When we see a field overtaken by one invasive, suffocating presence, we are looking at the visual representation of an ideology that has successfully deleted the other. But what if the strategy itself is neutral? What if Creeping Charlie isn't the problem, but the application is? If we want to infect the world with kindness and anti-racism, with genuine community, we can learn from the mechanics of the weed without adopting its soul. The weed's power is in its persistence and its connectivity. The mechanism behind how it moves node by node, how it grows so fast and covers so much ground that it's physically impossible to ignore. What if we practiced radical kindness, radical persistence? Kindness is often treated as a weak, fleeting thing. But what if we made it an aggressive, invasive force? You don't need to lie to the bees to build a garden. You don't need to manipulate to spread love. But you do need to be as persistent as the weed. You need to duplicate your efforts. Teaching one person creates someone who teaches another, each empowering themselves in their own station on Earth. Unlike the weed, which poisons the soil to exclude others, we can infect the world by improving the soil we inhabit. We create a monoculture of dignity, where each one of us is a sovereign monarch, where no one is left behind, not by suppressing the other, but by making the environment so rich and glorious that hate simply cannot take root. Refusing to be like the Creeping Charlie, the plant that thrives on barren soil. Persistence, not poison. That is how we make the change.